And we're joined by councillor Loyal Wooldridge, and you get to live through this election cycle. Tell us a little bit about the election results. What surprised you about what happened?
Right. Well, I think across BC, we can all agree that this election was truly about provincial issues, housing, homelessness, poverty reduction, climate change. A lot of this, while in the scope of influence within municipal government, a lot of what I heard on the street were these big issues. So it's going to take a concerted effort and a coordinated voice to work with the province to deliver on these results.
All of these issues you raise are things that a municipal government can't do as much about as you'd like.
Absolutely. We're not funded or mandated to do it. I think this last council has shown us that through advocacy and a really dialed, concerted effort, we can get the attention of the provincial government, and we have to keep up that momentum. But when we speak about homelessness or people experiencing homelessness, from my perspective, we need to start looking at the socioeconomic determinants of health that are contributing to poverty, where people are losing their housing and ending up on the streets. We've been dealing so much with the crisis that we haven't had as much time and energy to focus on stopping people from falling in the river to begin with. So That for me is one of our priorities. But again, so much of this lands within the provincial government realm.
Right. Having said that, some people, have addressed these issues in their campaigns, suggesting that it'll all be turned around when they're elected. So just to set the baseline, if you go to that area along the tracks, along the rail trail, it looks like about a kilometer solid of homeless people. The baseline is the worst it's ever been.
So I was down on the rail trail about a week and a half ago speaking to folks and understanding how they ended up there and where they came from. And I heard stories of people that were housed 4 months ago that had a spouse that passed away and they're on disability and they just can't simply afford their rent. So now they've ended up in a tent on the rail trail. So when I speak to about preventing poverty, these are the aspects that we need to have a concerted effort upon. Again, not one single person that's elected on Saturday is going to solve this. It's about us collaborating and working together and bringing different voices around the table to accomplish this. We've got a great framework with the Journey Home strategy that was developed a few years ago, but that strategy is this thick and we've only touched the surface. So it's going to take a lot of time to overcome.
Right. Shortly after the results were clear, there you were at Tom Dias's office, and I guess you're trying to set the tone of collaborative council.
The progress of our city rests with the wisdom of the 9 that are elected, and we have been tasked by the electorate to work together, and I'm committed to doing that. So I was very happy to congratulate Mr. Dias on his win. I spoke to him a few minutes ago, and he'll be meeting with each of us that were elected individually to understand what our priorities are, and so that we can begin to set our path forward for the next term.
Right. If I was to sort of plug you and the new mayor on the sort of right-left political spectrum, there's probably some distance there. And yet I hear from both of you commentary that suggests that diversity doesn't mean you can't work together constructively.
I am a number one advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion, and that includes everyone. And I think the beauty of local government is that we don't have a party system. So we can work together on priorities that matter to people, and that will continue to be my mandate. And I'm hopeful that the new mayor will see it that way as well.
So a few other surprises. When I looked at the results, Gail Given not getting elected, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Personally, that was a hit for me. I really look up to Gail Given. She's taught me so much over these last 4 years from a policy perspective. Again, the electorate is the one that chooses who we work with. So although she didn't make the ballot this time, I'm hopeful and very grateful for the service that she's put into the city, as well as outgoing Mayor Colin Bazran. I think anyone that puts their name forward into public office deserves that level of respect and credit. It's hard work. Obviously, every 4 years, we're up for a job interview, and the electorate has spoken this time around, and hopefully we'll see both of them around at different tables again in the future.
Right. And newcomers, we've got our former MP and former councillor, Ron Cannon. We've got well-known broadcaster, Rick Weber, and Gord Lovegrove from UBC all joining the council. Do you see, how do you see that all changing council?
we've got a diverse mix of people that are all going to bring different perspectives. I know I've already reached out to Mr. Lovegrove, and we're going to sit down and chat about priorities as early as this afternoon. So I think, again, our community is made stronger by different voices around the table, and it comes up to the debate of changing our perspectives with new information to elevate our city. And that's really what we're tasked with at a local government level. And I look forward to working with each of them.
Terrific. Thanks for your time today, and best of luck for the next 4 years.
Thanks, Ken. I really appreciate it.